Alright, everybody, welcome back to another video. I wanted to cover today another achievement that I did in a live stream recently. The what's it called? Vandalized achievement. Sack Rome by 455 CE in Gaiseric 406. So this is from the Victor and Vanquished DLC pack. And I figured I've been doing these things in kind of chronological order, which is, I had Attila, and now I'm backtracking because I didn't know about these. So we're going to do the Gaiseric achievement today. This is a long one, so you have to buckle in. But we have a good plan, and we'll kind of move it along through the slow parts here. I'll let it run while I talk. This is a very packed map. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, but I don't recommend necessarily doing all of it because you do have to get a move on in order to. Here, I'm kind of using these heroes. Basically the big thing for these heroes, as you may know, is that they kind of level up as you use them more, so they get stronger and stronger. If they die, they don't come back though. So you want to kind of balance making them stronger along with like not actually losing them, or else it's kind of all for naught. Anyways, let me cover what I wanted to show here, which is you wipe out this main little Frankish town here. The Franks are not very tough, but they are good to get out of the way. So you wipe out this little Frankish town here. You get set up right around here. And then I usually go after the rest of these chieftains because they have pretty good sheep and turkey and things like that, as it just tells us, we're getting tributes here. And they can really set your economy up for the long term. And then we also have the Swabian Princess, which is a side quest here. You get some gold for that. And then, yeah, that's the other thing about this too. You're migratory. So you have to move the town center with you. So my path and my game plan here, and I'll try and mention the thoughts that I have, basically, and what I think, if I think they could even be better on a stronger difficulty. Oh my god. We'll get to that in a minute. I leave these Goths over here because they have the cows, and the cows are nice, but around the year 420, starting in 420, I think, and then like every 5 years after that, the Huns come out of here, and they start, oh my god, and they start raiding south. And they start raiding south of here. So I left these guys so that way they would get in the way of the Huns and buy me more time, even though by the time the Huns appear, I am long gone. But still, I think it's helpful, just in case, because I do think that it, I think if you're playing on a harder difficulty, that might not hold. I could see that being different, so I would recommend giving it a try. Let's see. Oh my god, I've never looked over there. What the hell? It's just sheep in the mountains. Anyways, let's get back over here. So there's this, you can find priests around the map. They're super huge. Heal up your army between battles. Let me fast forward a little bit. And okay, yeah, we're advancing through the feudal ages. You only have your town center. So we basically go on in. I'm using the heroes again, and then I try to be really careful with these guys because they were chasing me down, really trying to wipe me out there. I guess killing, well, as you know, killing all this stuff gives blah blah blah. Wow, that's crazy. They have like a stupid score. But anyways, we hustle our way along. And my game plan here, I'll cover it here, is basically I take out the chieftains, and then I go down this way. I deal with these guys, which is a little painful. They have 49 units here? Really? Wow. They have 49 units here, which is brutal. But they have, what, 16 over here? I go down this way and I set up my next town center here. I get these berries, I get this deer, I get these sheep and goats and stuff. And then there's a fun thing you can do where I go this way, I go down this way, I recruit these berserkers, I take out these buildings if you want. I mean, you don't have to, but I like it because because the gist of it is I skip the Roman cities. This one, and this one. I ignore them because I think that they're just way more trouble than they're worth in order to get the thing done by 455, and you can save all those units and use them to do better stuff. So I sneak my units over here, and I march them down the right side of this coast to here. I take out this Goth camp, and then you can sneak your way between the farm and the remnants of the Goth camp, and then go down into Hispania, where you can get these Kipchaks, and then also get more of these Berserkers. So then you just have to take out this town, and this tough city to crack. But you just have to focus on this part, because you just have to get in here to get at these docks, as you'll see later. And then you move to Africa. So that's the big game plan here. We make our move... Hold on.
There are rich lands with forage bushes, game,
yeah, alright.
further south. Train an ox cart.
This might end up being a cut depending on how long it is, actually.
You will lose all buildings, so ensure you have enough wood to rebuild.
Army comps. I mostly built Huskarls and Tarkans in this playthrough because I just feel like they have a good little combo. They're not the strongest, but the Huskarls can kind of tank and take out units pretty well, and then the Tarkans are pretty good against buildings, so I find them to be a kind of good combo. Monks can be a bit of a pain, but I don't know. I just think monks are a pain no matter what you do. That's how I feel, at least. Got all kinds of sheep.
The daughter of the Suebi king has been kidnapped by the Franks. He will give a great reward.
Yeah, I found another priest. I went over there to get the priest.
The Suebi and Alans await the Vandals on the frontiers of Hispania.
Yeah, way down
Many
here.
Roman cities to sack there. The warriors clamor for the chance to
There's
sack
the
a
sheep
Roman
you
city.
can get. Oh my
Plunder
god.
that can be taken is too great for the
There's all kinds of farms and stuff. This could be a good spot to potentially... I normally just set up here and then sneak my way through this edge, but potentially you could also go around.
Ask the king to build a monastery.
I just think going around is less... I don't know. I just don't think it's as good for time. Like, I don't know... I mean, there's this nice Roman city over here, but I've never headed over this way because there's no need. Or up here. Like, I don't ever head up that way. There's some good achievements and stuff to get. It's just no point, personally, I think. But they're there if you want to check it out. There's also, well, you know, we'll cover that later. Oh my god, look at all these dudes. Holy god. And to succeed in this, you just need to, as far as I'm aware, take out the Colosseum, the Ark of Constantine, and the Amphitheater, I think. So, you don't need to necessarily destroy the whole town of Rome, the whole city of Rome. Alright, we're taking out the Swaby now, or the Franks, and rescuing the Swaby princess. That is worth, I don't even know how much gold, but I'm kind of curious, so we'll find out. 500, it's not bad. I'm not sure I would necessarily call... I think if it's worthwhile depends on how good you are with unit micro. And if you can keep enough units alive. I don't think I lost. I think I lost enough for it to be profitable, but if you feel like you're not super confident, you think you're going to lose a lot of people, I would say ignore it, because it's not really worth getting the 500 gold. Although, what's 500 plus another maybe 200 from all the units and the buildings? So 700, it might be worth it actually for 700 gold. But that's something to keep in mind too. The only way to get gold, of course, is through these buildings and stuff. So when you're moving your way along, you have to balance those facts. You have to balance the gold with the fact that you need to move quickly. So you do need to destroy some buildings along the way. Unfortunately, you can't just sneak your way across. That Roman, wow. All right. Here, we'll keep it on the move. You can see you pack up the town center, your buildings deteriorate, and then you get on the move again. So, the important part for this... And let's just keep it in fast forward for a little while. I set up over here. Just be careful because there are people right here, so that's why I started on these deer. And then I healed up before I went after these guys. I think the healing is big because you will have the time. Like, this is... It takes... If you're going to get to 455, it takes about 4 hours of in-game... Of real-life time to get to 455 CE. So you have a lot of time to make your way through the world. The scenario is meant to be done in, it says, 2 to 3 hours. So I guess they expect you to be done with it pretty quickly, but it's also, I don't know, I think it's a little misleading because it's not, if you just keep attacking cities and stuff, like if I were to go down this way and then take my time destroying this Roman city, look at that mill spinning like crazy. And then I take out this, and then I head over here, and maybe I ignore this. Maybe I take this out before I go into Hispania. Like, if you do need to be moving with it, though. Yep, I ran over, got these guys. Grab any sheep if you run around. Like, there's normally sheep over here, which is where I brought them up. Sheep are huge because you can bring them with you. We will... Alright, is this the... Yep, okay, here we go. Then we'll take... What are we doing? Was my timeline... I thought I was being more urgent than this. Alright, hold on. I'll cut... And then we'll come back once I've done my path here, and we're down in Hispania because we don't really need to cover the rest of this. So one sec. All right. So after a quick little pause, we are down here about to enter Hispania. As you can see, I made my little maneuver. I snuck my way down the coast and weaved in through there, and now we are here. So we're ready to launch our attack on whatever this place is called. It has a name, but I don't know its name. So watch out for the monks too. If you didn't research heresy, they will convert at least a couple units probably. So I hold the town center back, I take all the units we got, I brought over the berserkers from over here, and we make our move.
has ordained that this will be the final and sought-after home of the Vandal people. In Carthage, they will fulfill their destiny. Without boats, the Vandals must first convert a Roman dock to make the journey across the sea possible. Tonight, the warriors will sing songs for their dead brothers in the burning ruins of the Roman city.
Right. So, Tarico sacked. Which also gets your sack a Roman city thing. So basically, what we have to do, because we can't go over these mountains, they're made to be impassable, so you can't attack Rome that way. We have to convert these docks with redemption, cross over here. I usually land right around here because I don't want to land next to the Romans. I take out this, and then I sneak my way down along the water's edge. I take out that, sneak on over, take out this, and then I push my way up through here and settle. And I just ignore all these Romans, these 40 Romans, these 20 Romans, these 70, 80 Romans. God only knows how many Romans, a lot of them. You will need a pretty significant force for taking this city, as fair warning, because there's lots of them, and even though you can probably ignore most of these guys, maybe you could probably ignore these guys, I would say, these 30, but that still leaves these guys, these 60, 59 units who will probably cause you trouble. So you've got to be prepared to get through them and their walls. And these 5, this monk. There's sheep here, and here you can have your villagers work on. They can steal Roman farms. So there's stuff to be doing. But you'll wanna, and you can see we've made great time too. It's 422. We're about to take this stuff out. If you ignore all these Romans here, and you just book it right for Carthage, they won't really attack you in Carthage or anything. Like, they don't really tend, at least not on standard difficulty, they won't really send stuff after you that much. So if you just keep your move on, and you get on over here, you'll take control of these walls and you should be fine. So, and then from there, well, we'll cover the rest of it over that way. Yeah, you get some special tax too. I don't remember which ones do what, but alright, and then anyways, here, now that I've covered this part, I'm going to cut again, and then I'll be back to show the stuff with Carthage, and then what I did for Rome. Alright, back again. Back again. We are here on the brink of Carthage. You can see I took the transport ships across. I snuck my way across to the little Maori territories. They're really easy to wipe out. They just have some camel archers. And then they basically don't defend Carthage at all. Just these guys. Well, and these guys. But not really that many. So I send in my battering ram, let it do some work on the guard towers. And then we bring in our units here. They tried to attack a farm a couple times. And I was like, no, I want those farms. Let me keep them. And then we move in. Wipe them out real quick. My guys attacked a farm again. I didn't even notice that. And we clear this up. And then we'll get to our final task, which is taking out Rome. So there's two ways basically to go after Rome. You can either try and land on Sicily here, destroy Sicily, land over here, and kind of work your way up. Oh my god. Why would anyone be attacking this? Work your way up. They have a fucking base over here too? Oh my god, Romans, you're everywhere. Work your way up the peninsula over to here and attack, or you can try what I did, which is you, is my town center on the move? Not yet. But, or you can do what I did, which is I built some warships and stuff. I took out their navy, took out the navy. I landed right about here, took out these camps, and then I built a bunch of buildings here, barracks and things, and I attacked the city with some siege equipment, and I took out those. I think it's way quicker to go this way and just plow your way straight ahead. It's definitely more dangerous, but I think that the risk is worth it because I mean, it's 4:34, so we're making pretty good time getting into Carthage. You have what? Maybe like, at this point, maybe like an hour and a half left or so. I don't remember for sure. Maybe like an hour and a half or however long. Maybe it's 4 hours game time. You have an hour and a half if it's 4 hours game time. So you have an hour and a half of game time, which doesn't quite count like normal speed. I don't know what speed it counts at, but maybe an hour real time, give or take, to take this stuff out. And you can take this out, fight your way through here, fight your way up, but it's not necessary. You can just book it right for the coast. So we bring our stuff up. Once you set up here, then you can do, yeah, you get to be a permanent settlement. So yeah, and you get new buildings and stuff. You get a bunch of stuff from the Romans for tribute for Carthage, and then you make a move on Rome. So I immediately got to work on galleys and galleons and fire ships too, just for the fire ships for their dromons as well. So, and this navy served me great. They wiped out these guys really easily. So I would say, and I mean, they're on war galleys, and I was up to galleon, and I think I even got fast fire. Yeah, I had fast fire ships and galleons, and they had and I had shipwright. They what do they have? 135, 7, 9, 165. Yeah, so we just kind of cruised through these guys.
The greatest city in the world is now ripe for attack.
They were not too dangerous, I would say. You kind of don't even, I mean, well, it might be better to take out these guys just in case for when you build those transport ships, just to make sure, but, I mean, you have, if you've been accumulating wood and resources over the course of the match, you're going to have a lot to put out there. So I dropped my troops off, and I sent one villager up ahead, just to make sure that it wasn't, I didn't lose a fuck ton of them, but you could totally send more. I think in hindsight, I would have sent more. I got to work on the buildings. We destroy these army tents, which give me 30 gold per army tent, which is crazy. The Romans are pretty profitable motherfuckers to fight. So, yeah, and I dropped off another force. I pretty much brought my whole army up here. I left a couple troops. I left my heroes to help out, but the Romans don't do any movement on Carthage, at least not in standard. So, I even trained up a monk so I could heal up their units. And basically my last push here was I sent my rams. They got wiped. And I thought maybe the Tarkans can get in there and finish him off. Then he came out at me, which was crazy. Then my ram could go make its move. And we went swooping in. And my strat for taking out these was, I think you kind of want Treb. So I decided to get really ballsy with my villagers. I destroyed some stuff right around here to clear up space for a castle that I placed right here in their city. Shout out, oh my god, as I get so many tribute messages. Shout out as more Huns enter Gaul, and they're still fighting their way through. The game looks slow-mo after I've been doing it in fast forward for so long, but they're still fighting their way through the Goths there. They haven't managed to get out of that territory. So we're over here now. Our castle, it focuses itself on the, I think it focuses fire on, I guess it focused on the, I don't think I picked it to select the tower. I think it did that itself. But weirdly, it does a lot of damage to buildings, this castle too, which is crazy. But it just started focus firing the Colosseum. It took out the Colosseum pretty quick all on its own. So I trained up some units. These guys are just to defend while I build the trebs. So here, let me move on again as I train. But you can see by now it's 4:40. We're in, maybe it's not that amount of time in game time. I really have no idea. I don't know the exact timing. But we take our units. You can see I've got a bunch of buildings going up, archery ranges and stuff, so I could train cheap skirms and spearmen because they just take wood and food. And I didn't have a ton of gold, and I wanted the gold for trebs. So you probably have more gold if you attacked Roman cities and stuff, but, you know, for speed's sake, I did not do that. I have my guys guarding the trebs. And then, pretty much, we just finish it off here. We wipe out this castle. We wipe out the Ark of Constantine. And then, we take out the amphitheater. After I take out a couple of these. And then boom. And that's the sacking of Rome, is just taking out those. And then all you have to do is declare victory in the scenario, and then you win, but you get free play after this. So if you want, you can do whatever, but basically that's all it is. And then from there, you should be able to get the achievement Vandalized. So hopefully that was helpful, everybody. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, stuff like that, and I'll see you again soon.